In this video, we are going to see about design and layout tabs and the other commands in that tabs of Microsoft Word. Now let's see. So first, design tab. Now this tab consists of two groups of commands, document formatting and page layout. These two groups help us to design the overall theme for our document, and also it helps us to arrange the background, and also we can add the watermarks in the background of the document. So in this group in this tab we have two groups. So first group, which is document formatting. Now this document formatting group is help us to manage the theme of our document. Now theme means we can manage the overall theme of our document. We can do it separately, like we can manage these different elements separately. We can manage title, headings, paragraph styles. We can manage these things separately in our document. But suppose if your documents are big, so managing separately we can make differences. So we don't want to make a different in one page, different in other page. Then what we can use this overall theme options, where we can have some preset themes to choose from, and we can design our document theme overall, like every pages in our document. Where we have in this group we have themes, where we have some predefined themes. Then we have style sets, where we can choose different kind of style sets, where you have different style of title, heading, subtitle, and the paragraph style. You can choose the color theme from this command, the color theme for different titles, headings, subtitles, and paragraph text. Even we can choose the font style also, the set of style we have, like what style you want for the title, subtitle, heading, and paragraphs. Then we can choose overall paragraph spacing. We can choose the overall effect for all the objects what we have in our document. Then whatever we select, we can make that as a default also. That means when next time when we open the other document, we can use the same format what we design here in this document. So this is available here in the design tab. So in my document I have title, I have subtitle, I have these headings, which I can design separately. I can go to the home tab, I can select the text and decide like this is my title. I can select the text from the styles. I can select this is my subtitle, which is already selected, and same as this is my heading. I have already selected this, but this is what I am doing separately. I can choose the different style of my text, which is normal text. So we can choose the different styles separately. Now we can do it overall in our document. That means no matter how many pages you have, you can configure it from this design tab. So you go to the design tab. In that you have the first group, document formatting. From there we can choose a different themes, different style set, color combination, font combination, and the combination for your different objects. So if I click on this is the drop down menu. If I click on it, you will see some preset themes we have, and if you go through this, if I hover my mouse there, by default it's this office. I can go to here, and you can see in the document the preview, which is changing according to this preset theme. So there are some themes which you can choose from, and if you like one of them, then you can just select them. Otherwise you can reset. If you don't like it, you can browse for more themes, and you can save the current theme. So that suppose I created manually this theme, so I can do what, I can save this theme, and then whenever I want in another document, I can open another document. I want the same theme, I then go browse and I can open the theme where I have saved this theme. This is what the theme, and this is called style set. So you have different style sets available. You can choose from here. If I take my mouse there, you can see the preview. This is what it is already selected. We can go and select these. You can see the preview there, and depending on that you can choose one more. You have more option here. You can see some more themes are there. You can choose from there also. As you go through, like suppose I want this one, so I click here, and now you see it changes to that theme. If you want another one, you can take that by selecting it. So it changes what? It changes the title, it changes subtitle, headings, and the paragraph settings. Then you have option to choose the color theme. Color theme, like we have set some style set, we have title, heading and all that. So we can choose the color theme for them. Right now it is this one, office. We can go for this. And as you can see, I take my mouse there, it show me the preview. So I can choose one of these theme from here, and even I can go for more theme and I can customize it. Customize, here you can see the sample here, and you can choose what you want, like how you want to choose for the text and background, what you want to choose from the text background, light, dark, text background dark to light to the accent colors, what you want to look like your hyperlink color, and after you followed the link, what it should look like. It's a drop down, and you can say choose the color, and here in this side you can see the preview, and you can name it, and then you can save it with your name. Then you have this font option where you can choose the different theme of fonts, combination of fonts like title, subtitle, heading, paragraph, all together. You can see different themes are there, and as you go through, you can see those are showing you the preview. So whatever you like, you can just click on it, your theme will be changed to that. So I will change, I will choose this one. Now you can see it's changed. Now same as for this group, this command, it is for paragraph spacing. If you see, these are the paragraphs. I have one paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. So you can see the paragraph spacing. The spacing, that means space from this paragraph to other paragraph, and from this paragraph to other paragraph. You can manage the space. Now managing space, that means it will manage for all the in the whole document. No paragraph space, compact paragraph, tight, open, relax. You can see this. You can see the changes. It's very light. And when you go here, when you take your mouse there, it shows that what it will do. Before paragraph 0 point, after paragraph 4 point, line spacing 1. This one will do before 0, after 6, line spacing 1.15. So depending on your choice, you can choose. And then this command give you theme for effects related to shapes. So if you are having any shapes in your document, so it will give you some predefined preset themes for effects. So if you see, default is this, and you can see our shapes are changing. Milk glass. So you can change the every shape what you have in your document. You can change all those shapes at once with this theme, and after designing your theme you can save it as a default. So you can open the next time in any other document you want the same theme, then you can open it from here and you can get it. So this is what this document formatting group is all about. The next group in this tab is background, page background. In this group we have three commands: watermark, background and border. This watermark is to add the watermark symbol, watermark text in our document. That means sometime we want to add some watermark, like this document is confidential, it should not be copied, or anything else, urgent, ASP, whatever you want to just inform the reader that this document belongs to some specific thing. So we can add this watermark in the page. So it remains in the background, it remains as a watermark, and it hardly visible, but it will be there, hardly visible, so that it will not interfere with your text color and page color and all, images and all, but it will remain there. Then you can define your page color also. And also this command help us to add the border into page, so you can make your page look attractive and other. So for example, I want to add the watermark in my pages. It will add in all the pages. So you go to here in the design tab, in the background, page background group, we go to watermark. Now watermark, when I click, it opens the drop down, and here you can see some samples like confidential one, diagonal, it shows diagonally, confidential 2, it shows horizontally, and you can add like do not copy, do not copy, more, ASAP, urgent, urgent. So you can choose one of these from here. Let's say I said do not copy. I'm selecting this. Now you can see in every page of my document that word, that line is now showing in the background. Do not copy. Do not copy. Do not copy. If the page is empty, then you can see easily. So this page is empty, so you can see easily that it is in the background. You want to modify, you can go here again. You have more options here from office.com. There is no way, there is nothing. You can create custom and you can remove it. And if you create custom, then you can save it for you for your future. That means for future use. So if I don't want, I will remove it. If I want custom, then I can choose it from here, custom watermark. Now in custom, we can choose two options, picture watermark or text watermark. If you choose text, then you can select what you want, which language, what do you want, as soon as possible, confidential, copy, do not copy, draft, original. You have some predefined text here, or even you can also type here. If you want some, you can type by yourself what do you want. My book. The style of the font, size, color, you can choose from other color. Don't choose dark color because it will interfere the text. Then semi-transparent, if you do not put this one, it will look more contrast, so it can interfere your text. And then you can choose how you want to be appear here, diagonal or horizontal. And when you say OK, now you have your watermark. If I say I don't want this semi-transparent, then it will go more visible. It is more visible. Or if I choose dark color, then it will go more visible. That will what it can affect your page. It can interfere your document text. so it does not look good. You should not do that. So always use what, some lighter colors, and use transparent, so it looks hardly visible and it looks like it is on the page. Now the next, you can add what, you can add picture also as a watermark. So in custom you have option to add picture. Select the picture. You have three options here. If you have a picture in your machine, you can choose it from here. You can search it on Bing search. You can download it from your drive. I have picture in my machine. I click here and then I can select one of this picture. Select this. Then what will be the scale? Auto, that means it will decide based on the size of the image, and it will decide how it will spread in your page. Wash out, it will give you the look like a semi-transparent. If you remove this, then it will more visible. So you can select with auto, or you can select what size of image you want to spread. So I'll go with auto and I say let's see what happens. Now you can see the image in background, but it is not covering the whole page. So I can go custom also. That means I can go here and then I can select the size 500, 200 time. Okay, I'll go for 150 and I say okay. Now you can see it is covering the whole page. So this is what the watermark. And now if you don't want any watermark, then you can just remove it. Go to watermark, remove the watermark, go back to normal. The next command is to add the page color. That means instead of giving the watermark or anything, you can give the color. So you can click on it and you can choose the color from here, what color you want. So you can choose the color from here, whatever the color you want. Now you see what happening here. When I'm choosing the color, it is also managing this font color also, the text color also. And that is what we have here in the theme option. There was two options, text dark, text light. That is for this. If background goes dark, then text goes light. That is what that theme color means. So you can choose from here whatever you want. So you can decide what color you want. So let's say I want this color. So now you can see on the page the color you will see. If you want more color, then you have more color option here. You can choose from standard, custom, and also you have option to use fill effect. Fill effect give you this option to use this gradient colors. One color, two color, preset. You can see here the sample. Preset is this, whatever you want. You want two color, you want three color, one color. You can choose the color 1 and color 2, what you want, the one color, first color and second color. Then you can choose here shading, and then you can press OK, and then you can see that appeared in your document. Now if you don't want the colors, page color background, then just go here, say no color. Then you can add borders also. Borders, if you like, then you click here. It will give you option to add border. By default it is none. You can go for the box border. You can see the preview here. You can go to different borders like shadow, 3D or custom. And when you choose the border, then you can choose what style you want border, which style you want. You can choose from these styles. Then you can choose the color for your border. Then you can choose the width of your border. Then you can choose a different type of border. Like if I select this, you can see what it is showing here. You want to do border for the whole document, you want to see the border only on the section, or you want to have a border on the section on first page only, or you want to have the border section all except first page. So you can choose where you want to apply, and then you can just go with that border. So let's say I want this border. I want this border. I want this color. I want this size. And I say okay. And now you can see the border here. You can have all three things together. You can have border, you can have color also. You can have a watermark also. I will add the image. So you can have all together. So this is what we have in design tab, page background group. The next tab is layout tab. Now this layout tab have various commands which we use to prepare the document for printing, and even we can convert it into PDF by using the virtual printer of PDF, which is available by default in every Windows operating system, even Windows 8 or 10. Now this layout tab hold all the options to to manage your page margin, orientation. You can manage the size, you can manage columns, you can manage the break, where you want to break your document and all that. And also it will give you option to do indent, and it will also give you options to manage your spacing of paragraphs. So this tab is all about to manage your document, like how you want to do printing your document. So this tab has only 3 groups. So in that, the first group we have is page setup. Now this page setup group consists of the commands like margin, orientation, size, columns and breaks. Now these commands are totally related to how you want to print your document, and it is better to use these options before creating your document. That means when you are creating your document, when you started creating your document, then you should decide what the orientation I want, what margin I want, what size I want, even what column I want. So it will be easy for you to manage your text, images, shapes in your document. Now after you create the document, after you add text, add title, headings, images, shapes, after everything, when you try to change the orientation, if you try to change size or column, then those images, shapes, text will misplaced. They will misplaced, and you will see you have done something else and you will get something else. So it is recommended from me that you should decide these things before creating anything. How you can do that? That is simple. In this layout tab, you have all these options. Now first option is margin. Margin defines the margin of your text and the edge of your paper. You can see by default this is normal margin, which has a space almost 1 inch from the paper edge to the text, from left side, right side, and also top and bottom. We can change this from here. We have by default it is set to normal. We can go narrow, we can go moderate, we can go wide, we can go mirror, or we can go this Office 2003 style, or even we can select custom, where we can decide what will be the margin size, what will be the margin from top to bottom, and inside, outside, or left, right, whatever. Let's see, if I select this narrow, it will it will do what? It will reduce the margin from top, bottom, and left, right. By default it is normal, and you can see the number here, 2.54 centimeter from all the sides, top, bottom, left, right. If I do this margin, then it will reduce the size to 1.27 centimeter from all the sides. If I do with this moderate, moderate will do what? It will remain top, bottom same, but it will reduce the size from left and right. If I choose wide, then it will increase the size from the margin from top, bottom, and left, right. Let's say if I go with this wide. Now you see how our text is looking into the page, and it is misplaced. Now my image goes into second page. So it is misplaced. So that is why I'm saying you should design your document before, you should decide these things before you're creating the document. What is the case in my, if you see here, my cover page is also changes, and this image goes into the detail here. So this is normal. In normal you can see our cover page is looking almost right. Everything is in place. Or even I can go for narrow. Now you see it reduces the size from the edge of the paper to our text. So it does not affect much to our existing document, so I can go with this. But if it will affect the existing document, then you should think about it, and that is why I'm saying it, that you should create it before creating the document. Same as for this second thing, which is called orientation. In Word it has two orientation, portrait and landscape. Portrait is vertical, page is remain vertically, landscape page will go horizontally. Now this one is what? Portrait. If you can see, it's a portrait, and I have designed the document based on this portrait orientation. Now if I try to change it to landscape, see what happens. Now you see it goes like this. Where is this? My image here and the text. Now it is in this page. So it is misplaced. What about our cover page? It's totally misplaced. So it is better to design this, it is better to decide this before we create the document. Go back to portrait, and now it goes back to normal. Now same as for this size also, you can choose different size of papers here. This one is A4 size, you can go for A3, A4, A5, and these different preset size. This size defined by the availability of the paper in market, and also the printers which supports these size of the paper. So you should decide the paper size before you creating the document again, so that you will see the same printout what you have created here. Otherwise you created something else and the printout will show something else. You can even go for custom paper size, but be careful. If you want to change it to custom, you have option here. You can change width and height, but your printer must support that. Otherwise it will not able to print properly. Then you have column option. Column option, by default your pages are in single column. If you see, they are in single column, but we can have it into multiple columns. So there is an option to choose 2 columns, 3 columns, 2 columns left, 2 columns right, or more columns. You can go for more columns, more than 2. Like I want to go for 2 columns. If I select this, now you see our text goes into 2 columns. Now again, if you see here in the first page, this heading, title, and this, and the image goes in this side. So again it is what? Misplaced. So you should do what? You should decide it before you creating the document. You can go for 3 column also. Now you have 3 columns. You want more columns, then you can go here. You can go left. This left one is small, right one is big. You can go right, then this one is small, this one is big, or you can go for more columns. More column you can increase from here. You can go maximum, you see, depend on the paper. What is it? And you can see the preview here. You can select from here also. This is preset. You can decide here. You can decide the width, the spacing between 2 columns, and you can see how you want to apply the whole document, or you want to apply only this point forward. I will go back to 1 column because I created it in 1 column. Now the next thing is, the next command is breaks. This do what? It do page breaks and section breaks. It used to do the page break and section break. Now where you want to break the page? First one is to break the page from the middle. That means in your paper, suppose you are ending the text somewhere and you want to start the text, new text from the new page, then you can break it from there. You can just hold your paper here, you can hold your insertion point there, and you can say here break from here, and then that text will go and start from the next page. Then you have other options to break as a column. If you are having 2 columns, 3 columns, then you can decide from where it will break, and from next column, the where your next column will start. For example, if I do into 2 columns here, now the 2 columns, our document changes into 2 columns, and everything is now misplaced. Now this one is here. I want that this should start from the new column. That means it is going like this, and then it is starting from here. So I want that my this paragraph should start from the next column. So I can put my insertion point there and then say break it from here, and now that paragraph is starting from the next column. That is what column break. Even you can do for text wrapping. Text wrapping, you will have the images in the paper, so it is the text will be wrap around the image. It will wrap around the image, so you can break it from there also. Then you have section break also. Section break is to break the section to have different format in the pages. Right now if you see, all the pages have 2 columns, but suppose I don't want in all the pages, I don't want 2 columns in this first page. So I can do what? I can break it from here. What I will do, I will put my insertion point here, I will go here, and I will break it from here. I say next section, next page. Now nothing happens, but actually it did what? It breaks the page from this page to here. Section is breaked. So this page I can format separately, and this page I can format separately. Now I go to this page now, and then I will say here I want single column. Now this page is now in single column, but in the next page you can see it is still in the two column, because I can manage to change the format from this page to this page because I divided into two sections. So this is what these breaks do. We have section break for the next page. We can break the section in the same page also by using this continuous. That means if you want to break it in the same page, like I want this paragraph should be in one column, but the whole page is in two column. So what I can do, I can break this from here. I say break it and section break and continue. Do not go to next page. Nothing happens, but it do what? It breaks it from the section. But it is misplaced. Now for that section, I can convert it into single column. Here it is. So from here I break it. Now you can see in the single page you have two column also and you have single column option also. That means in the single page we have two formats. So that is what this breaks do. And you can do break section break from even page or odd page also. Even, that means after two, one will have different format, two will have different, three will have different. You can go odd, that means after one, two is same, three will be different, like this. So this is what the break. And then you have this option to add line numbers. This is simple. You can add the line number to your pages. If you click on it, by default it is none. You can add continuous line number and you can see it is added continuously from the first page 1 2 3 4 5 6, then you have 7 8 9 10 11 12 and so on. Or if you want, then you can have a line number to restart from every page. So it will restart the line number from every page. That means here in this page it is ending on 40 and in this page it is starting again from 1. And you can have restart line number from each section. If you have divided by this, if you divided the section from this, then it will start the numbering from different numbers from each section. Or you can go for surplus for current paragraph, only for current paragraph. That means it will start from the current paragraph which I selected. Or I can go for more options also. And if you don't want, go for none. I don't want because my book does not need that, so I don't want that. Now this one is says hyphenation. Now this hyphenation is interesting. If you see here in the book, if you see those lines are not equal. These lines are, some lines are small, some lines are big. This is because, let me zoom it here. That is because here if you see this line is small. Now why? Because after this word who had, the next word is become. Now this word is not able to fit into this line. So automatically it will start from the new line. I will show you. If I type B, see, automatically it will go to the new line because it is not able to fit into that line. And because of that the line got short. It is looking shorter than other lines. So what you can do, we have another option to do this. That is called hyphenation. What we can do, I can type like B, C, then I can give hyphen O, M, E. Now that means what? The BEC is here, but the word is not completed. You can continue, and here the other word is here. This thing is called hyphenation. So line is not short, but I just do what? I use this continuation hyphen. I did it manually here, but we can do it by this command here. If I click it, it says none. We can set it auto. It will check the document and add those hyphenations where it is required. And you can see now here the BE is here and come is here with this hyphenation. And also in any other way, in any other place also, it will add the same thing where it is required. So you have here also. This is auto. Auto, that means it is doing it by itself. You can even choose manual where you will do, or you don't want, then you can just say none. Then this goes back to again new line. Then the next option you have here, the next group we have in this layout tab is this paragraph group. This paragraph group has commands to do indent and do have spacing between your paragraphs. Now this we have also on the home tab. We have home tab, we have this command to increase the indent, decrease the indent. We have a command to add the space before and after the paragraph. But there it will add automatically. It will not give you the option that how much space you want, how much indent you want, how much space you want after and before paragraph. That you can do here manually by using this points one by one. You can decide exactly the space what you want from this group. This option also available here in this home tab, where you have this indent option where you can use the indent to do increase the indent, to decrease the indent, and also you have this spacing option. Remove and add option you have for the paragraph. If I remove it, space before paragraph, space after paragraph, you can see it is now no space between two paragraphs. I can add it before and after. Now you can see the space, but it is not giving me option that I want how much point. That you will get it from here layout tab. You can get like how much indent you want. You can increase one by one from this side or from right side. And you can even type what the exact value you want. You can type what exact value you want. And that is also for this spacing before and after. You can decide what you want. You can increase the space, you can decrease before, after, or you wanted to have auto. Auto, that means it will decide it by word. So this is this paragraph, and then the next and the last group we have in the layout tab is the arrange group. This arrange group has option to manage the objects in our document. Objects like we have word art, we have text boxes, we have shapes, we have images. So we can manage this all through this arrange group. We can manage the position of those objects, we can manage the text around those objects, we can manage those objects to bring forward and get stand backward. Like if you have multiple objects together, then you can change the order of level of those objects by using this bring forward and send backward command. And if it is possible, if it is hard to select those objects, then you can open the selection pane where you can see all the objects in your document, in your page, and then you can select one of them. You can change the level of those documents. You can align them also If it is not aligned together properly, then you can align them. And if you want them to move together or resize together, then you can make a group for them, multiple objects, and then you can easily move or resize them together. And then after that you can ungroup, and this you can do rotate also. So I do have some objects here in my document. Like I have these shapes, I have some images, so when I select this, now see, if I don't select, these options are not available. Only I have option to select the pane. I have option to open the selection pane. Now when I select it, it opens this option. Now what it do here, the first command is to change the position. Now you see my image is here, so in the position I can change it to top left, top center, top right, middle center, middle left, bottom center, bottom right. So we can choose where I want to put your image. Then the text wrap option is to use the wrapping of your text around the image. That means you see here, you can go here. By default it goes with this. When you add the image, it goes like inline. You can see it is together with the line, or you can change it to square. Now the text is a square around the image. You can make it tighter than that, tightly wrap around the text, the image. You can go through top bottom, like text is top and bottom of this image. You can select behind the text. You can see now the image is behind the text, or you can select in front of the text. And even you can select this option to change the size of the text. This is move with text. That means if I try to move the image, okay, I selected top. If I select square, so now you see if I move, it moves with the text. And if I move the text, the image will also move. If I move the text, so image will also move. If we select this option, if I don't want to move it, I want it to be fixed, then I can select this. So image will be fixed, it will not move. I can go for more layout options where I can choose from here, and even I can go set my layout as a default also. Then these options to bring forward and backward when you have multiple objects. This is single image, so if you have multiple, like I have here, so here I have some shapes here in my document. So when I select this, I got these options available. Now you can see this shape is in front of this banner. So if I want it to go to send it behind this banner, then what I will select this and I will click on send backward. Now it goes to backward. I want it to come forward, then I will click on come forward. And you have it a drop down menu also, which if I select bring forward, then it will bring forward to every object, every other object in my document. If I send it to send back, then it will go back to every other object in my document. And if you are not able to select properly, then you can go for this selection pane. From here you can see those different objects in your document, and we have these rectangles also here, you can see. And you see this heart shape is in front of the ribbon but not in front of these rectangles. Now if I click here, I say bring forward. So now you can see it goes back to, it goes forward to every other object in my this page. If I say send back, then it will go back to every object, and the watermark, you see, it will remain in the back, it will not change, because that is what the watermark. Or you can change by here the levels, you can bring forward, you can send backward. You want to bring forward this heart, bring forward, you can select this, you can say bring forward, 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 backward, 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 forward. That is what this bring forward and set backward command do, and this selection pane help you to select if you have multiple objects in your document. Then the next command here is to align your objects. Now if you have this, like I have this multiple objects here, so these are not aligned properly. So first I will select them, select one, then hold the shift key and then click on other to select them all. Now I can go here and align them. I can align them left, I can align them right, a center, it is aligned center, and I can align them right side, in this right side, but this is what all the shapes are same, in the same size. If they are in the different size, then you can see the difference of right and left, because they are in same size, so they are not showing the difference. Now one more thing, they are not equally distance, you can see there are some misplaces, so you can arrange them by this distribute command, distribute horizontally or vertically, depend on how you have arranged your objects. My objects arrange vertically, so I will say distribute vertically. Now you can see they are distributed equally, they are having now equal distance to each other. If I select horizontally, it will not affect because my objects is not arranged here horizontally. And other options you also have, like align to page, margin, selected object, what you want. You have use alignment guide, you can see the guides. When you move your objects, then you can see those guidelines, you can view the guidelines. You can also have the grid lines on the page. In this page we have a watermark already, so it will not show this grid line. Then you have option to group. So this all objects, if I want to move them together, I want to resize them together, then I can group them. If I try to move them here, they can move. If I select all, then I can move them together, but I cannot do resize them. So I will group them. Now they are in single group. Now I can resize them also, whatever size I want, and I can move them also together. And after I'm doing all these things, when I finished, then I can do what? I can ungroup them again. Now they are become again separate objects. If I try to resize this one, so it should be selected together. One more thing we can do, we can rotate it also. We can rotate by selecting this rotate command. In here you have rotate 90°. You can see it is rotated 90° right, 90° left, flip vertically, flip horizontally. So you can rotate your objects also. For that you should have to first select the object, and then you can rotate 90° right, 90° left, then you can flip it vertically and horizontally. And you have some more option for rotation. You can decide how you want to rotate. So that is what you have in this arrange group and all these commands. This arrange group is related to arranging your objects in your document. And this is the last group in our layout tab. And that is what we have in this video. I hope you have liked it. Next time we will see the other tabs. Till then, have a good day and thank you for watching.